Today I'm going to be doing a little aluminum buffing. I'm going to go ahead and buff this piece that goes on top of the intake manifold for the Mustang. And I'll also do this piece of bar stock, just so you can see what a raw piece of aluminum would look like. When you're doing this type of work, you always want to wear a respirator and a face shield. Probably even eye protection under your face shield. I'm going to start with using a red Scotch-Brite wheel on an angle grinder. This is a kit I bought at Menards. You can see this wheel here is medium. Here I'm going to change it up to a Scotch-Brite fine wheel. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a spiral sewn wheel on my Dremel tool that I bought at a rummage sale. Just kidding. Actually have some real small ones that are probably going to work okay for this. And I'm going to go ahead and use some Jacksonella brown compound. So here's my piece after all that. Clean all that crap off of there. Here's what the piece looks like after the brown compound. The Scotch-Brite wheel was actually a little too coarse for this. You can see some marks in there. So really at this point I should probably go over this with a fine grit sandpaper and try and get them out of there. So here's the piece. I've wet sanded it with 500, then 800, then 1500, and I go back over it with the brown buffing compound to see what happens. So here it is after that round. You can see I slipped to touch that up. Now I've put on a new buffing wheel to try to prevent cross-contamination from the buffing compounds, and I'm going to go over it with Jacksonella white. Well, here's my piece after all that. There's still some marks in it, and there's some smearing from the compound. Try to wipe that off as best as I could. And now I'm going to touch with the paint and install it. If you have a larger piece of aluminum polish, DC Super Shine on YouTube has some really good videos on how to use these airway wheels. This is a rake that goes with them. I, however, found that my buffer that spins at 1700 RPM doesn't really spin fast enough to utilize those things. Here's a look at my Mustang motor. Here's that piece installed on the top of the intake. You can see I just had the intake off. I was fixing a vacuum leak under there. And you can see I actually polished up the cast valve covers with those airway wheels. Struggled with that, but got it done. And that's about a wrap for the aluminum polishing video. If you have any tips on polishing aluminum, please leave them in the comment section at the bottom of this video. Thanks for watching.